Hey guys, we had so much fun in North Dakota. My uncle brought me all the way here and I got my first velvet buck.
So proud of you.
Grant, tell us a little bit about your what you learned about going in the woods.
Well, if you're gonna squat in the woods, advisable to look below you before you squat. Make sure there's no poison ivy.
And as you can imagine, it just keeps going.
Alright guys, that's a wrap on North Dakota. We just packed up camp and we are getting ready to head to Nebraska. Hopefully we'll be there later this afternoon and be able to set up camp, and Greg can start hunting tomorrow morning. We got to
didn't hunt today and didn't hunt the first day, but we got to hunt for 7 days.
Right. We got to see elk, there's moose, all kinds of other wildlife, waterfowl everywhere, mule deer.
Waterfowl is something that we didn't really mention, but like there's just an incredible amount of waterfowl too.
I mean, I can hear sandhill cranes right now, but the deer hunting was good. I mean, there was no shortage of bucks to chase.
Nice bucks.
Yeah, we were
pretty much every day someone had an encounter or two with a nice buck.
It just was tough going, tough sledding.
So open. I mean, seeing them is one thing, but actually getting within bow range is another, you know.
Yeah, we only had one real legit opportunity, I think, between the two of us, and Jake made it count on his buck.
Maybe the one that we messed up on that wider buck, I'd say.
Yeah, we got really close on him. I would say a few things that I learned is that these deer react differently to different kinds of pressure than deer in other parts of the country where we've hunted. It's flat out here and open, and they have rifle season, so it's easy for these rifle hunters to get at these bucks.
Yeah, and from what we've heard, there's a fair amount of road hunting that goes on, and it seems like if you could get where you were out of sight of the road, like they were just acting like a completely different type of animal. Like that buck that I ended up shooting, that super wide one, he was just down in a ditch where you couldn't see him from the road. He was super comfortable down in there, just getting to spots that you couldn't see from the road. That was,
and that's something that we try to do everywhere.
Yeah.
But because of the rifle hunting pressure and just the way that the roads are gridded out here, they're gridded out in those sections. I don't know, what are they, half-mile block? Square mile block sections. The people just drive those things, I guess, in rifle season and can shoot at long distances. The point I'm making is every time we drove down a road and we saw deer out in a field, they would glance at us and then take off booking for the bedding cover. And they would come back out within an hour or so, but you know, it wasn't like they just stood there and would watch the truck go by. So to your point, you got to get out of sight from the road. As soon as you did that, you were starting to run into deer.
And a lot of people always ask us about the price of tags in the states that we hunt. I think this one was like $260 or $270, which, I mean, for a non-resident tag in a super good state like this, or what it seems to be a super good state, like that's pretty pretty reasonable, I thought.
There is no shortage of hunting opportunities out here.
No.
In some places out east, it may be difficult to find some public areas to hunt or gain access. I know that in Iowa, it certainly is very hard to gain access. But out here, you've got tons of different public land types that you can hunt, small areas, big areas. We started out on the 30,000 acre piece and, you know, ended up hunting a lot of public areas that were just a few hundred acres.
And the season opens late August and goes all the way to January.
Yeah.
That's a really super long season, so you got a chance at a velvet buck, and if you don't get a buck, I mean, I was thinking about coming back in January during the late season in the snow.
Right.
And I think you should too.
Yeah, I might. I mean, that'd be a really fun hunt, I think. But we ended up with the one buck. Probably should have had a second buck a few different times. To say that I ate some humble pie on this trip is probably a little bit of an understatement.
Well, we got a long season ahead of us.
Yeah. They kicked our butt this week. I just put poor Dylan through the rigors. But that's what happens, you know. I was pretty frustrated several times, I think, in the videos with the snorting and the...
I got some footage of you last night where you definitely are frustrated.
I don't have the words, but she apparently does. Oh, son.
Where the heck was he? Right in that stuff that we just walked through?
Yeah.
That's right where we were set up right over it.
I know.
We've glassed this grass right here for 3 hours and we could not see him. You could see it's only knee high. What do you do? Let's go back to camp, regroup, and then go try to get set up for the evening. He was right there. Should have sat at the window.
not tried to come across here, we wouldn't have spooked him to know that. Well, that's it for tonight. That's it for North Dakota. Ended on a note of spooking a buck. It's kind of the story of the trip for me.
I was
like to
so
see
pissed
that.
last night. By the time I got back to the truck, I was relaxing a little bit, but it was like, man, we're close. We're almost here to get an opportunity at this thing. If we'd have got there 10 minutes earlier, maybe we could have got to the spot and killed him. It's all this, you know, hindsight is 20/20 stuff. Made a lot of the wrong moves at the right time, if that makes any sense.
It makes sense for the deer.
We zigged and they zagged a bunch. But yeah, there was lots of snorting going on. We hunted off the ground a tremendous amount out here, as y'all saw. Not a ton of tree saddle, tree stand stuff. To get close to bucks, it seemed like we were having to hunt on the ground.
Just because of the lack of trees, most of the places that I hunted, at least, I mean, you just wouldn't have been within 20 to 30 yards of a deer if you were
I think
sitting
we
in the
would have
trees.
saw more deer and spooked fewer deer had we set up in trees. But like you said, we wouldn't have been.
I mean, there
close
wasn't a
enough to
tree.
shoot 'em.
There wasn't a tree on the whole property that I killed the buck on. I mean,
No.
you weren't going to sit in a tree there. Also, we had a bunch of people stop by camp. Thanks for swinging by, and if you saw us here, we appreciate it. We appreciate talking to you guys. So
We're headed to Nebraska next. We'll be hunting there for the next week to 10 days, I would assume. Then Missouri starts on the 15th, Wisconsin starts on the 15th, and we may be hunting one or two of those. And then the Public Land Challenge is in early October.
I'll be elk hunting with Ted Miller.
Yes, you will.
Ouch! It hurts.
It sounds like something from Jurassic Park.
You think Ted's gonna want me to be doing that?
No. No, I know. You ready, Greg?
Yep. Give these boys a hand for a
Ready to go.
week of filming.
Oh yeah.
It was a good one.
Team effort.
Let's go to Nebraska.
See you guys in Nebraska.
Where are we gonna charge camera equipment?
Oh, there's a McDonald's in the library right up the road. Easy. We made it to Nebraska. We're getting camp set up. It's almost 7 o'clock, and Greg should be right behind us with the camper.
Or a couple hours behind us, who knows?
Anyway, one thing I forgot to tell everybody while we were in North Dakota is our buddies Shane Simpson and Garrett Prawl at DIY Sportsman on YouTube were also in North Dakota last week. Ooh, somebody's having fun up there.
And Shane Simpson's YouTube channel is just his name, Shane Simpson.
Yeah, and I'll put links below to both of their channels. They had some successful hunts up in North Dakota that are pretty sweet. They just posted their videos. But now I'm getting ready to head back to Missouri to work for the next week and edit. And these guys and Greg are going to be hunting here in Nebraska for the next 7 to 10 days. I think Ted and or Zach may be coming out here to meet them. A little bit different than what we were hunting in North Dakota.
Yeah, I know the spot that he's been looking at. It has some really hard to access stuff. Probably going to be using the kayaks. And I know he was out here about a month ago and he saw a bunch of nice bucks. So.
Yeah, he did. Hope you guys enjoy Nebraska. Those will be the next videos coming up on the channel. But we're going to get camp set up. Thanks for watching.